Your mate stinks. Whew. I think I need a Sherpa. And the oxygen tank's in here.
Nothing worse than a cold ass.
Welcome back to another video. Today we're back in the Peak District. As you can see, the snow's already down. We're heading up to a place called the Roaches, through a place called Luds Church. It's a bit of a climb, about a 2-hour walk. I'll tell you all about it when we get there. It's quite an interesting place and a pretty cool like sort of nature sightseeing point. Yes, fella. What are you saying? Big lad, you aren't you? How are you? What a lovely fella. Good boy. Massive animals, aren't they? All the best with your coat on. See you later. Have a good one. Got your pals here as well. Nearly slipped then. Might be even time for spikes. Right, boys. Scranning. Hay on and that, yeah. Looks nice. Enjoy it. Christ, he stinks. Your mate stinks. Through the scout camp. There's a few others heading that way as well. We go down there, follow where those people are going, and it dips in, and Luds Church is within this sort of valley side that you can see, just a massive gorge. And then our plan is then to go up on top of that and walk left up towards the top of the Roaches. That's the plan anyway. It's a bit treacherous underfoot early doors here, and I've just seen two lads walk past me in trainers, so I don't know what they're thinking. It's getting fairly precarious underfoot now, quite a lot of ice, so the spikes are on. I already feel a million times better for putting them on. Is this microphone on? Yeah. So we've come up quite high now. A lot of people saying that Luds Church is mega slippy, so hopefully the spikes will help. Whew. And then out of nowhere, a passage appears. Luds Church. It is icy underfoot. Steady as you go. Look at that. Whoa. Hopefully you can see the scale of this. Massive gorge, other people coming down. We just came around the corner here, heading up this way. There's people here in trainers, man. They're literally slipping over all over the shore. Let's get amongst it. Insane. Right, climbing up the steps the other side now. I think I'll tell you a little bit about the gaff. I think I'll wait till we get out because we're surrounded by people here. I look a bit weird talking to the camera, talking about the history of the place. It's a cool history though. Or at least the legend of it's cool. No, I'm slower than you are. I'm definitely not, I'm miles faster. And we're out the other side. Oh, good climb that. Up them steps. Oh. I tell you what, the amount of people going on their arse because they're in trainers is insane. Oh, I wouldn't walk to the shop in trainers in this weather. Insane how people come out. Not that I'm trying to be all high and mighty. So, Luds Church. What is it? Is there anything better than the snow? The woods and the snow, by the way. So, spoiler alert, it's not a church. It's actually a massive gorge created from a landslide that came ages ago, certainly longer than last year, from up the valley. What kind of landslide has it got to be to force a gouge through the earth like that? It's insane. Anyway, spoiler alert, not a church, but has been used in the past for sort of religious type things, which I guess in a roundabout way makes it a church, perhaps. But it's steeped in legend from a medieval poem, something about Gawain and the green dragon. They reckon it's a poem from the Middle Ages. They reckon they've pinpointed it to there. I'll read Wikipedia when we stop and actually have a bit more info. Eh? A ridge. Onward. I never said at the start of the video, we've got some actual scran that we're cooking up today, not just a pouch. And we've got episode 2 of Candy with Andy. It's a classic today as well, 2 classic sweets. Looking forward to it. Now we've got about an hour and 20-minute walk to get to where I think we're going to camp, unless we find somewhere else suitable in the meantime. Wriggle on, because light is depleting. Oh. Right, we're getting near the top now. The sky that way looks a joke, but the sun this way looks even more unreal. I'm hoping, I'm having all the oxygen for myself here. Oh my word. Oh, look at that. Wow. Wow. Oh, drink it up, boys. Sun peeping through those clouds. What a picture that is. We're going up there now. We're at the top of the ridge now, we're just walking up and over the ridge. Look at the blue sky, empty sky that way. So this is where we came from. Just parked in Gradbach, walked to Luds Church. This is where's next on the card. The Roaches. What a view. This path here is actually would be a lovely spot to pitch a tent. Really compact, really flat. I can't pitch a tent on the path at 3:20 in the afternoon. Right, we've got probably 45 minutes over the ridge and hopefully we'll get to where we're going. If this doesn't call for a pretend I'm not looking at the camera, pretend I'm looking where I'm going and have that scenery in the background, I don't know what does. Oh wow, it's so nice up here. Maybe that's the big man shining through the sky because he's heard I've been to church. Little does he know, it's not actually a real church. More for you. Can't stop filming that sky. Probably like, yeah, I've seen it, Andy. It's enough now. Keep going, pal. Have we seen the sky? That's where we're going, at very last. You can see up there, down here, up there, and then up that sort of ridge on the other side. There's a trig point there as well, I think. We can get jiggy with triggy. We can see the top, just there. There's people sledging in this field. That looks like a tremendous sledging spot, to be fair. Oh, decent walk this in the snow. It's like, it's tough going. So yeah, just up there and we'll be there in, I don't know, it's about half a mile away. But it's pretty steep, as you don't know if the camera shows. We'll see how we get on. I always say that, we'll see how we get on, like I might not make it. Like it's a snowy track. Right, grow up, Andy, come on. Whew. Wow. Come on. Whew. I think I need a Sherpa. And the oxygen tank's in here. Oh, tough climb this. Nice though. This is one of the things the Roaches is famous for. To be fair, a lot of places in the Peak District are, but these sort of massive rocks that are so windswept and weather swept, weather worn. Whew. Sun's just starting to go down a little bit. You can see it through those rocks. So it's getting a little bit chilly, but we're nearly at the trig now. It's the other side of them big rocks. In a rather upsetting turn of events, I've just been overtaken by two young lads. And if that isn't the sign of my age, I don't know what is. Two sprightly young gentlemen frog marching past me whilst I'm asking if they've got any oxygen. How embarrassing. What a shame. I can see the trig. Let me spin you around. Oh, Can you see it on the camera? Just there. Not long now. And just like that, she appears. Come on. Come on. Oh, let's get jiggy with Triggy. Oh, come on. Oh, that's a tough climb, that. Oh, beauty. Whew. Oh. Now, where do we pitch a tent? The sky over there is insane. I don't know if there's been a nuclear bomb or something on fire over there. In there. Ta-da! Just have a quick walk around before I dive in. This side isn't great, but thankfully tonight the weather's supposed to be perfect, so nothing to worry about. This will be me in and out. Tight on this rock. That was enough space there. Go down into this. Just pure snow. There she is, bed for the night. Lovely. I never even thought of the benefit to this rock, but I'm just having 5 before I get in, just to watch the final bit of sun go down, and it's otherworldly, man. I keep seeing rocks and thinking people are walking behind me, but they're not. Those rocks over there. Oh, that's my bag, don't worry about that. But yeah, otherworldly. can feel the cold now a bit that I've stopped putting the tent up and stopped moving, but I might even have my dinner out here, man. I'm going to put this sit pad under my ass so it doesn't get cold. So I can already feel the cold from the rock, but drink it in, man. I've said I'm going in my tent about 15 times now. I've just come up to the trig for the last of the light, watching it go down the other side of that trig. That's where we've camped, pitched up even, about 30 metres away. The wind is insane. I've never been up here when it's got like this, when it's not this windy. What? I've never been up here when there's not this much wind. It's wild. Wow. I am actually going to go in the tent now. I just want to enjoy the last of the light. I've no idea what the sunrise is going to be. I haven't looked. I know the wind is still not picking up until tomorrow evening, so I'll have a look at what the visibility is going to be like if I can get some signal. Oh, right, we're in. Well, we're getting things unpacked. Now is a good time, I think, to go over what's for dinner and what Candy with Andy Volume 2 involves, and how we're going to proceed with Candy with Andy going forward. I've also brought my table with me, which I'm happy about, so I'll talk about that in a sec. So, I threw that down on the ground a bit then, didn't I? So, Candy with Andy this week involves 2 classic paper shop sweets again. It's going to be another cracking episode. I don't know which one I'm going to enjoy. I have to tell you now that they're not my 2 favourite sweets. Last week, squashies and strawberry pencils, big fan of both. This week, I wouldn't pick either of these over the other 2. So what we're going to do is each week, or each video, I'm not going to be able to do a video every week because of other commitments, but each video, we'll do 2 sweets. We're going to set up a bracket. So last week, squashies won. This week, or this video, whoever wins goes into the next round. And we'll maybe have like 8 rounds, so 4 on each side, and the 2 winners play, and then we get to the middle, and eventually we end up with who is the best sweet, or what is the best sweet, not who. So that's the plan there. For dinner, we've got an actual frying pan to make actual scran instead of eating out of a pouch. And we're going to be making beef fajitas, all being well. So that's going to be interesting. Got the ingredients for that. Cook it in the porch here on the table. So get the rest of the stuff out of the bag. I don't know, I feel like I'm shouting. Why am I shouting? Get the rest of the stuff out of the bag. Sleeping bag, pump the airbed up so I'm not, the sleeping pad up so I'm not sat on this. There's a bit of snow in here, which means a little bit wet on the floor, but that's okay. And yeah, get set up and think about not bedding down, but getting ready for tucking in. So it's 4:45 now, so it's mad when you do these winter camps. Like, clouds just coming over, sun just gone down, not a breath of wind, like a tiny little bit of wind. It couldn't be more opposite to last week. But let's get set up and let's get sorted. At least we're off the cold ground, so my bum's not cold anymore. That's always nice. Nothing worse than a cold ass. A couple of pillows. Proper stoked, that, innit? Couple of pillows. I have to have 2. I'm sorry. Laura thinks I'm weird for having 2 pillows. Get that in the comments below. How many pillows do you have? To let some wind out. Speaking about letting wind out, it's a little bit crude, but I was walking behind someone through Luds Church. I wasn't filming, and somebody just, like, as I was climbing the steps, somebody just let one go. And, like, you know, we've all been there where you're physically exerting yourself to an extent, and yeah, you know, someone lets Polly out of prison, but I felt like it was malicious, if I'm honest. And I don't really want to talk about farts on this channel because, you know, there could be anyone watching, but it was bad. It wasn't the smell, it was the taste. Oh. Good, that, innit? 4th video in. Talking about farting. Brilliant. I am just about to experience one of the best things you could ever experience when camping, and it's boot removal time. So, conscious not to get any snow in here. First one, oh my word, what a feeling. Oh, get in, get them off.
They're smoking. Right, I need to dry the bottom of my trousers a bit before I think about getting in the sleeping bag and stuff, because it's bottom of the trousers are a bit wet. Thankfully, the sleeping bag I have has a... oh God, I've realised I've had my head torch on the whole time. You can't even see. The sleeping bag I have has a waterproof foot box, so you can get in it with your boots on if you wanted to. I've never done that. I don't think I ever would, but apparently you can. So I'm actually going to chill out for an hour now, do what we normally do. I'll lie back. I've got an audiobook to listen to, and we'll come back and make some dinner about 6 or 7 o'clock. Might end up having a little nap. I'm 35. I've just walked up a fairly steep hill. By the way, just whilst we're on the subject of hills, that was definitely a more challenging walk than last week, because like last week you can park quite high to get up to the top. Like last week we were actually 90 meters higher than what we are now. But you can park way higher up, whereas here you have to park right down the bottom and walk up. And walking up to Luds Church is only like 30% of the way. Oh yeah, Luds Church, we've got to talk about that later. I'll talk about that when we're having dinner. No rush now. Right, enjoy yourselves. Go and make a brew or something. I might have a brew. Why not? I've got enough water with me, and I've got a coffee. I'll have a brew and I'll lie back and I'll listen to my audiobook, and then we'll make some dinner. Welcome back. We're so back. It's tea time, and I can't imagine how much you've been sat there going, "God, what's for tea, Andy? I can't wait to know." Well, I've got a hefty bag today, and in here is the ingredients that require a little bit of preparation. We've got singular mushroom, and I'll talk about that in a second because that's got a story behind it. We've got singular onion, less of a story, although wasn't bought as a singular, was bought in a pack of 3. And then we've got, not them, oh, I nearly revealed that too soon. Lean beef steak mince, grass-fed, 5%, lovely. Some tortillas, some salsa, and some seasoning mix. Now, those of you that are paying attention will know that makes fajitas. And in this bag, there's my little bag of extras from home. I did decide not to double knot this at home because I knew I was going to have this. Yes, and I can use this as my rubbish bag. Then here we've got a little tub of oil, only a little bit, just for frying the steak. And then we've got I brought some other bits that I might think I fancy. It's got some chili flakes, some mayonnaise, and some sriracha hot chili sauce. And let me tell you, by the way, it is a lot colder, or I feel a lot colder than I did on the camp last time. I don't know if it's because, excuse me, I don't know if it's because the Hilleberg is a 4-season tent, so it comes right to the floor. The inner's completely solid. It's probably warmer when you're inside. There's probably a bit more of a draft coming through this. But yeah, definitely feel colder tonight. I'm not in any danger. Don't fret. I know you're all worried there. No, we're okay. But yeah, it definitely feels a bit chillier. So I've got to cut an onion, cut a mushroom, fry some steak, put some spice mix in, give it a mix together, and see if we can scran 4 fajitas. Now, oh wait, where's it gone? What have we got to do that with? This badger. I went to go outdoors today. Treated myself to a frying pan with a collapsible handle. No, I won't be flipping anything in this tent. So yeah, that's what we're going to cook it in. Got the usual stove and whatnot with me. And the gas. Obviously, we're not going to need the titanium pot today, although I might use it for a brew. I didn't have a brew earlier, even though I said I was going to. So I do need to get the gases stored within the pot though, so I need to get that out. And the gas stand, and the lighter, and the gas. Put that all down there. Lovely stuff. And that can go back in your orange bag. I've just seen, by the way, I was looking at my way down in the morning, and I don't know why I thought this, I thought there was a shorter way down to get back to the car tomorrow. Turns out there isn't. So we've got to do exactly the same thing again, although you don't have to go through Luds Church this time. You can skirt around that. Although I wouldn't mind going through that again. It's a fantastic place. Oh yeah, and then Candy with Andy. We've got... That probably sounds amazing in the microphone. Bananas and shrimps versus fizzy rainbow belts. Now I know these are really popular out there in the world, but I'm not a massive fan. I think I'll always have a guess beforehand. I think I'm going to prefer the bananas and shrimps, but again, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to already put these at the bottom of the sleeping bag to warm them up because we don't want a repeat of frozen Candy with Andy like we had last week. So, going to get this door open, figure out the cook setup, and start prepping some scran. So, singular mushroom. Why is that a thing? Well, it's actually not a thing. When I was in the supermarket on the way here, I didn't want a full massive pack of mushrooms, and I didn't want a massive pack of sliced mushrooms. I wanted a singular mushroom. They didn't do that. So, I, on the side, there was like 4 big mushrooms on their own. And I thought, there's no way that they are selling singular mushrooms. Not a chance. So I thought, I'll just put it in a veg bag, take it to the counter, and then what they're going to say, oh, sorry, we don't sell singular mushrooms. Surely they're not going to like turn me away from a mushroom. Anyway, turns out it was a cracking idea because I got there and the woman went, we don't sell singular mushrooms. And I went, oh, you're joking, aren't you? And she said, no, I tell you what, now you've put it in a bag, don't worry, just you can have it. And I was like, you don't know that that's exactly how I wanted that to go. So yeah, that went well. However, I would say, I would like to buy just a single mushroom at times because you don't want to get to that stage where your veg is at the back of your fridge crying out for use. I'm going to put that mushroom back in this bag whilst I chop the onion. I think that's a good use of baggage. There's actually I probably want to cut those up a little bit more, to be honest, because they're quite big and I don't really want to get... I don't need I know, you know what, I'm going to mix them together. Oh, piss. Onion in sleeping bag, onion in sleeping bag. I don't want to in fact, I'm just going to cut this onion in half. I think that's the move, isn't it? Cut the onion in half. I don't need to chop a whole onion here. Shall I do it that way or that way? Let's do it this way. This knife's not great at chopping onions. I've never chopped an onion on my lap either. You ever chopped an onion on your lap? Get that in the comments below. I need a rubbish bag. I've got one on my bag lid. I'll grab that in a second. So, not a big onion peeling fan, to be honest. Laura hates it, but if there's ever an opportunity in the supermarket to buy, you know, that bag of diced onion, I'm having it. Not a big fan of chopping onions. But this one's gone okay. I wonder if it's too cold to cry from chopping onions. I wonder if there's a temperature where that... I've just dropped onion in my sleeping bag. I shouldn't really be chopping on my lap. I should just lean over, shouldn't I? So my plan here is to put this sliced onion in the same bag as the mushrooms and mix it up and then treat it as just the veg bag. And then when I need veg, I add it in and it hopefully should be an equal mix of onion and mushroom. That's my plan. Then we'll get cooker on. Get that cooker on. Okay, pan on. You know what, we might be okay. Let's have a little bit more. Oh, it's smelling good already, ref. Oh. Let's put the TED torch on it so you can see what the hell's going on, eh? There we go. Let there be light. So, I don't know if you've been wondering, Luds Church. That's boiling up nicely. Luds Church. Let me tell you the legend. Luds Church. Here we go. history. The area has a place in Christian history. The Lollards, who were followers of John Wycliffe, an early church reformer, are supposed to have used this area as a secret place of worship in the early 15th century. So I knew it was used as a churchy type thing at one point. Then we've got the legend that I want to read. A number of climbing routes up the sides of the chasm were pioneered during the 20th century, but climbing is now discouraged to protect the lower plants that have colonised the there's a load of moss on the rock faces, isn't there? So, in legend, scholars spent many decades debating the dialect of the medieval poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Shortly after they came to a consensus that the dialect was that of the Northwest Midlands / Staffordshire / Cheshire. Luds Church in the Staffordshire Moorlands was suggested by R.W.V. Eliot as one of the key settings for the climax of the poem's story, The Green Chapel, in May 1958, that was. Eliot went on to give a scholarly modern explication. A scholarly modern explication of most of the local landscape elements in a series of essays and scholarly journals. These various essays were later collected in his book in 1984. The Green Chapel must be somewhere in the district, was supported by other scholarly works, suggesting the location might be Nantor Cave, the former railway station at Wetton Mill. So, it might be in a poem that was Sir Gawain and the Green Dragon. Now, how does Sir Gawain and the Green Dragon go? Oh, it's in. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading all that. The 2,530 lines and 101 stanzas that make up Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, the Green Dragon, Green Knight, whatever, are written in what linguists called, whatever, I'm not reading it. That's not a poem, right? A poem's like a limerick for me. A poem is not. I need to get this stove out the wind a little bit, I think. I think a lot of the heat's getting blown away a little bit, so I'm just going to move it, swap those over, pick you up, and just bring you there. That might be better. That's going to be better. I think that's better. There's not much wind out there, but we were losing just even like a tiny little breath of wind will push it elsewhere, won't it? So this is better. So once this mince is done, we'll add the veg, then we'll add the spice mix, and we'll get going. So we're going to delve into the veg bag. We've got mushroom and onion going in the middle of the pan. Would like a bit more onion, I have to admit. That is predominantly mushroom. Oh, there's a lot of onion down the bottom of the pan. Word of advice, never put your onion in a bag, if I'm honest with you. Right, there we go, a bit more onion. Lovely jubbly. Stick a couple of mushies on top as well. And that should all... The mushrooms especially will reduce. Right, that'll probably take about another 8 minutes or so to get where it needs to be, I reckon. Oh, it's pungent. Ooh. Onions and mushrooms have gone down nicely, haven't they? No, we've had a rogue mushroom dive out there. I think we can do with a bit more of this, couldn't we? Yeah. Ah, bugger. That can go back in, can't it? Oh, there we go. Tell you what, this has gone surprisingly well so far. It's the washing. And then again, I've got loads of snow around me. I can just use the snow to wash up. Okay, that'll do. Turn that badger off. Put you back on there. Then I can utilise the table as my wrap prep area. Oh, stretch the leg. Oh. Right, so. Let's put. Right, starting with one of you. Bosh. Then we want Oh, I didn't put any of the chili flakes in. Oh well. We've got salsa. And I like a bit of mayonnaise on it, I do. And what's the other one I've got? Chili sriracha or something. Sriracha hot chili. Okay, fine. So we'll start with salsa. Is there a cut in the packet? There isn't. Can I bite my way through that? Bloody right, I can. Ooh. Okay, so salsa first. Oh, it's quite runny. Well, I've probably gone a bit too much there. I wasn't anticipating how runny that was going to be. And a little bit of mayo. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of salsa there. A little bit of that. No avocado, which is a shame, but, you know, what can you do? I tell you what, this is looking stonking, man. Put that in the wrap. I'm going to get judged how I fold my fajita, aren't I? There we go. Don't overfill. Sometimes you can be guilty of overfilling. Never overfill. Alright, fold up. Fold in the sides. I don't need a bib, I think. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I mean, they're just fajitas, but it's the situation, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Oh. Excuse me. And a cherry Pepsi Max with the Potters. Right, I'm going to enjoy this. And we'll come back for V2, episode 2 of Candy with Andy for pudding. Oh, I am as full as a bed tick. I just had 3 of those wraps, and then there was still some of the mix left, so I just polished that off as well. And I'm full. I've got to weigh up, though. I've got to be honest. That's been fun, and I've enjoyed doing that, and it was tasty and lovely and really nice, really filling, rewarding. But now I've got a big bag of rubbish and a frying pan to clean. And, like, if I'd just had one of them pouches, that's what's one of the beauties. Like, they don't weigh anything to bring up. You don't have to wash up. You just... So anyway. Oh, it's Candy with Andy. Ooh, oh. Anyway, right, what have we got? Oh, I already showed you now. So we've got... One more time for those that weren't here the first time. Bananas and shrimps. And fizzy rainbow belts. Right, without further ado. Because my hands are getting cold. Banana first. They are nice, aren't they? Not very hard either. What's the description? Raspberry and banana flavour foam sweets. So they've got a nice... I quite like the texture because they're not like anything else, are they? If you've had these before, you'll know. Like, they're very unique. Thankfully, they're not prawn flavour. Okay. And we've got the fizzy rainbow belts. I feel bad for these because I'm not a fizzy fan, if I'm honest. I'm not a big sour fizzy thing fan. So, I think these are already at a loss, but we'll see. Fizzy rainbow belt. Okay, we've got 2. We'll roll it up like a fruit winder. Do you remember them? They still going anywhere. Fruit winders. Right. Better than I expected, actually. It was a little bit sour to start. Yeah, quite nice. They last a lot longer than the bananas and prawns. I'm not really sure what flavour they are. It feels like just generic fruit flavour. According to the description, strawberry and apple flavour sweets with a sour sugar coating. Strawberry and apple? Yeah, maybe I get that. I feel bad for the Rainbow Fizzy Belts because I knew deep down when I picked these up today that these weren't going to win. However, I don't dislike them as much as I thought I might do. So, much like last week, I'm going to turn you off, turn me off, put a film on, get warm, put a film on and doze off. Now, I did say that last week, and I said if there was anything interesting, I'd bring you back to see what it was. And obviously last week, things got pretty interesting, pretty sharpish. I've triple-checked every forecast I can find, and it says it's going to stay pretty calm tonight. So I'm hoping, as long as I can just keep warm enough, which shouldn't be a problem at all, I'm hopefully going to get a decent kip tonight, unlike last week. But I'm not sure what film I'm going to watch. I think it's maybe Mary Queen of Scots. I've got a couple downloaded. Oh, the Tom Hanks one. So is it A Man Called Otto or something Otto? I've got that downloaded as well, and I've also got more of the audiobook. So I might give that a listen. But I've got about an hour or so out now, 2 hours to kill before bed, because the time at present is 20 to 8. Sunrise is at 8 o'clock just after tomorrow. So I want to be getting up and shifting it. Where I am here is a lot more of a common place to walk in the morning than where we were last week. So last week I knew no one was going to come up there. Whereas this is, we're far closer, well, I'll say far closer, we're still like 40 minutes away, but we're far closer to civilization than we were last week. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's some, like, you know, those crazy foul runners that hit the trail at like 5 a.m. Wouldn't surprise me if a few of them are bobbing up here. So I've got to make sure to get up and packed up pretty early. But I'm hoping the sunset was that way. So over there in the morning should be, as long as the visibility's good, should be insane. But we'll see. I said the visibility on. I looked at 3 different forecasts, and the visibility they couldn't make their mind up on any of the forecasts. So we'll see. I am waffling now. I'm going to eat my sweets, watch a film, get my head down. Morning. Oh, not a bad night's sleep, to be honest. I was a bit colder than I was last week. I think we've reached the limitations of this Kilos gear pad. I think I definitely need to get like a closed cell foam mat or a foil mat underneath. I could definitely feel the cold through the pad a few times in the night, but it didn't stop me from sleeping, but I was a bit colder. Sleeping bag was fine. I was warm on top, but I was just a bit cold underneath. I mean, I am slept directly on snow, in fairness to it. But yeah, not a bad night's kip, I suppose. Literally zero wind. Wind picked up at like 2 a.m. to like maybe 10 mile an hour. Maybe not even 10. It wasn't even that much. But the tent was like, I could hear the wind going over the tent, but it wasn't bad at all. Still no need to get the guys out. It was just, I think it was probably because I was so used to having zero wind, and then all of a sudden it sounded like there was a little bit of wind. But yeah, no problem at all. So yeah, I've opened the door behind us, and I can see the sun is really trying to rise in the over that direction. But it looks like it's super foggy. So let's have a quick look outside. Let me spin you around. Ooh. There we go. So yeah, if you look, you can see the sun is really trying to come through the fog. You can see it bright. It's turning the fog orange almost. Oh, so I'm just going to get myself sorted, get my boots on, go for a waz, tidy some stuff up. I don't normally hang around for breakfast, and I'm not going to today either. I'm just going to get going again, get down to the car. It's a decent walk back to the car. It's like 3.5, 4 miles back to the car. It's exactly the same walk we've got to do yesterday, except we don't have to go through Luds Church if we don't want to. But like I said last night, this is a popular spot for like trail runners and stuff. So yeah, I'm not going to hang about this morning. I'm just hoping the sun's going to burn some of that fog away. So I think we're right in the clouds here, maybe. But anyway, get some stuff packed away, get a wriggle on, and see if we can see a bit more of a sunrise. So this is what we look like outside. You can see there's a decent amount of like frost built up on the tent.
But what's weird is I've just seen an aeroplane go over the top, and you can see the sky above. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but we're definitely in the clouds. You can see the clouds rolling by here. I don't know if you can see, there's a couple of, I can see them, but I don't know if the camera will pick it up. You can see a couple of aeroplanes in the sky. So we're right in the midst of the clouds, and if the sun can rise and burn these clouds away, we're going to get a hell of a sunrise over in that direction. It's going to be crazy. There's the trig up there. I can hear a load of grouse knocking about. We just walk up the hill a little bit and turn around so you can get a better view. Like, it's going to be a mega sunrise if that cloud burns off. Fingers crossed. It's otherworldly up here, man. You know what the weirdest thing is? The weirdest thing is there's absolutely no wind whatsoever. Like, there's a teeny little bit. I mean, look how much the tent's moving. Not, like, barely anything. I've been up here a few times in my life. I've never been up here when there's just zero wind. Not a drop, not a breath. That's what we want. You don't see a drop of wind. Not a breath of wind. That sun's coming up, man. I'm telling you, there's a definite chance of something mega coming over that way. Come on, burn that cloud away. It's cold though. Tell you that for nout. That's cold. Join me for the worst sound you can ever hear when you're camping, and the most depressing sound because you know it's over. Oh, wrong one. Instantly your arse hits the floor. I can already feel the cold. This thing does a hell of a job to keep you warm. It really does. Really does. I'm stroking it like a dog. Good pat. Good pat. The sun's done us a solid here. Woohoo! What a job. Everything's out of the tent. Just got to take the tent down now, but might just have this for 5 minutes actually. Look at this big ball of cloud here. So you can see the hills on the other side just about. There's just a big ball of cloud there. Drink it in. Makes it worthwhile, doesn't it? Why would you not want to do that? Why would you not want to see that? Incredible. can see where I was sat, laid even, literally right there. You can see the outline of my body almost. The sun's still trying to peek through. There's a bit more cloud that's come across in the last 20 minutes or so, 10 minutes. So it's not quite as bright as it was, but still looks pretty cool. Bag's packed, walking poles ready. I'm going to stick my spikes on and head down. But right then, bag packed, on back, not there, we were there, leave no trace. And we're going to wander down, back down the ridge, back to the forest, that direction. Onward. Morning. Hey, I've never seen anyone on a push bike in snow like this. Fair play. Alaskan Bradley Wiggins there, living in the Peak District evidently. Christ, 5 years ago maybe. Bit tight that, isn't it?
But I almost never found him, among whose job he is to talk about it. But I almost never found him, among whose job is to talk about it.
Back at the scout camp. That's the forest we were in. About another 10-minute walk back to the car now, past that stinky house. Yes, lads. Do you remember? Just yesterday? No? Can't even bear to look at me. Look at you turning away, can't even look at me. Go on boys, how you doing? Enjoy the rest of your day lads. I was only kidding when I said you stank. I think you smell nice. For a horse. Alright, look after yourself. Well, what an end to a camp that was. Just went to the car park to get my car out, and there's about 5 or 6 cars stuck. Some sort of like, must have been some like racing community or something, because they were all in like racy style cars, like snazzy M5s, and some lad was in a Porsche. But I think that I had to push them out because they were stuck on the car park. I think I might have been struggling, but someone had left a bag of grit at the back of the car park, so I put some grit under my tyres and I got out okay, thankfully. But yeah, that was mayhem down. I wanted to record this down on the car park, but that was chaos down there. So 2 things to talk about just quickly on that camp. Well, 3 things. 1, what a sunrise. 2, the MSR Elixir 2 is a nice tent, feels great quality. It feels really well made, but it's still not quite long enough. Like, I still woke up with a damp foot box on my sleeping bag. And I just don't know. I think I might just have to deal with it. Maybe I get a bivy bag and then I can put my feet in the bivy bag and I don't have to worry about it. I think that might be what I have to do, because I just can't find a tent that's long enough. And the other thing is, I've got to get a foil mat or a closed cell pad that can go underneath my sleeping pad, because I found the limit of that sleeping pad last night. At times I was really warm on top. At one point I was too warm on top, but then I could feel underneath just the cold coming through slightly. So whatever the temperature was last night, -4, -5, that is the limit of that sleeping pad. So I need to make sure if we do a snow camp again, because I really enjoyed that last night, but it would have been made perfect. Like, I lost a bit of sleep because of the cold. I think if I'd have had a pad underneath or a foil mat underneath, we'd have been sweet. So go get my hands on one of them. But again, thank you for all the love in the last video. 3rd video on the channel and it went wild. So thank you so much. Hopefully this one does the same, but we'll see. I just appreciate everyone watching, commenting and getting involved. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers!